Hey y'all, Pam here with BeeCreative Crafts and welcome back. So y'all, what are we going to make today? Well, first let me show you what I've got here. This is from Plaid. So we have got some folk art glitter glitz. We've got some Mod Podge, pearl, luster. We've got some stiffy down in there. We've got several shades of this glitter glitz. And we have this 12 pack here of Apple Barrel in the colorway or the color palette Seaside Marina. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. Ta-da! So I've got these little lanterns that I picked up at Dollar Tree, and I know what y'all are thinking. It's not Halloween. Hello, it is June. Well, y'all, we can celebrate Halloween in summer, right? We can have a little Summerween. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little black lanterns here, and we are going to give them a makeover and turn them into summer vibes, but I'm going to leave these little centerpieces like they are. So let's get started with them, alrighty? I'm going to grab a little piece of paper towel. I'm just going to push it down right in here to protect those without having to remove them completely. That way I don't have to be careful with my paint. Tuck you right down in there like that. Ta-da! And I'm going to do that on all four sides. Be right back. Okay, now I've got all my sides covered. Now we're going to paint it. Now, y'all, since this is plastic, it wouldn't hurt to do a coat of Mod Podge on this to give the paint something to adhere to. I'm just going to go for it, and I'm just going to paint straight on this with the Apple Barrel paint right onto the plastic. Or if you have some of this here, this folk art that's made for plastic, that would be great to use as well. I'm going to use the Seaside Marina paint by Apple Barrel, and I'm just going to paint it straight onto the plastic again. Probably would be best to go ahead and coat it with a thin coat of Mod Podge and let that dry just to give the paint something to adhere to. Okay, so these are the colors I have chosen to use. Flamingo Coral, whoop, Sun-Kissed Peach, and Cloudless. So let's get the painting, y'all. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a complete coat of the Flamingo Coral, and since I'm not priming it, I will probably have to go ahead and do a couple of coats. Be right back. Okay, so here we are with one coat. Let's zoom y'all down so you can see. As you can see, it's looking a little streaky, and you can see the black shining through. I just did a very thin coat. Now I'm going to let this completely dry, and then I'm going to go back and do another coat. All right, be back when it's dry. Okay, so change of plans. While that coat's drying, I'm going to go ahead and paint this Cloudless right here on the top of the lantern. So while that's drying, I can get this going so it can be drying while I'm painting the next coat. Okay, be back. Here's one coat, y'all. I know, it's looking rough. Trust the process. So when this is done, it's going to have a really fun beachy vibe. Now, before you start your second coat, make sure the first coat's completely dry, because if not, it will pick the paint back up. So make sure it's totally dry before you go to add your second coat. Woohoo! So pretty! Okay, here I am after 2 layers. Not gonna lie, probably should have done the layer of Mod Podge, because I'm definitely gonna have to do 3 layers or 4. Alright, so there we are. 3 coats. Alright, let me finish painting. I really like how the top turned out. It has a really good coverage. Well, except for this. I haven't painted this a second. That's still the first coat on the handle. The sides, not so much. They're probably gonna need 4 coats. Live and learn, y'all. Live and learn. But this did really well on the top. 3 coats covered it really well. Very nice. Okay. 4 coats for the win, y'all. 4 coats. Gave me the coverage I was looking for. See if I can tip it to where you can see it better. There we go. Okay. Now to let that dry. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to add some glitter. think it needs some glitter glitz. We're going to go around the bottom with some glitter. And I think maybe some polka dots in the lighter color. Went ahead and added a little glitter around the top too. Okay, so we're going to add some polka dots. Here's my paintbrush. We're using the end. All right, y'all, and it's all done. Now, I'll be honest, I had not heard of Summerween until last year, but I had a lot of fun making this year. Let me know in the comments if you've ever made anything for Summerween or if you plan to. All right, y'all, hope you have a fantastic day. Remember, be creative, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!